This morning, I bumped into a native of Jefferson City, Jill Howland Westra, but Jill's not from here anymore. She has been all over the place, and the one thing among other things that I really like about Jill is that she follows highstreetbeat.com. So, in a very self-serving way, I wanted to do a little interview with Jill Westra, and Wyoming, Dublin, Australia, Jill, now Botswana, Africa.
Botswana, yeah.
You graduated from high school here in '94, and you went to University of Wyoming, and you majored in geography
and geology.
And geology, and you spent the rest of your very young life going all kinds of different places, implementing your geography degree, right?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me how you ended up in Botswana and what do you do there?
Yeah. Well, I'm a business owner. My husband and I own an environmental consultancy in Gaborone, which is the capital city. And we're environmental consultants, so we're actually using our environmental expertise more than my geography at this stage. But yeah, we have a few employees and we work on nice projects seeing the country of Botswana develop. It's got a lot of developing to do. We're there to be consultants.
Are you back in Jefferson City just for a visit? Your folks are still here.
That's
That's Mr. and Mrs. Howland.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
And you were saying that they are now proud to be a part of Jefferson City, even though a few years ago they were not.
Well, they're big fans. I mean, they've been here since the early '70s. They haven't been run out of town yet. So yeah, they're new fans of High Street Beat after my selling of your blog to them, and yeah, I think they're big fans of what's going on, especially the benefits of being annexed into the city, such as snowplow removal, which is a pet project of my mom's and yours together, I'm sure.
It's always fun to talk to somebody who grew up here and who hasn't been here for a while and then comes back. Just what are your impressions of the way the city has changed for better or for worse? Now we can take the good, the bad with the good, but just quick impressions of you graduated in '94, and although you've been back to visit and everything, now when you come back, what are your impressions of the city?
I'm really, really, really happy with it. I think it's someplace that I would much more prefer to spend time, as opposed to when I was a high schooler and I felt like it was very small, not a lot to do. Even though now in my old age I realized that was completely wrong. I've lived in a lot of countries so far where high schoolers, teenagers have absolutely nothing to do. I mean, I grew up in a town of 35,000 people and we had an ice skating rink, a roller skating rink, sports clubs, YMCA stuff. A lot of teenagers around the world don't have that, even if they live in towns like where I lived in Ireland or where I live in Botswana, that are much bigger in population than Jefferson City. But now as an adult, I really appreciate the things like the planning aspects, how we have greenways going through the town, how you can take a run from my parents' house all the way to Washington Park, get a good 10-kilometer run in. All along the way you have trees and landscaping and sidewalks and things like that, but also things like the rejuvenation of the east side. I was born over on that side of town, and a lot of those old places like Whaley's East End Drug and Thomas Jefferson Library, everywhere that we used to go as kids, it looks better now, it's cleaner, there's new establishments. I think the reason I found your blog was because I stumbled upon it through, I just Googled some sort of, I think maybe O'Donoghue's Steakhouse or something like that people had told me, oh, we've got this thing in Jefferson City now, and so I looked it up and found you. But yeah, I'm very impressed. I think it's just a great place these days.
I found it interesting in talking to you before we turned on the camera that what you do in Africa, you do a lot of environmental impact studies, and I always thought that was kind of a product of our big government bureaucracy and EPA and DNR, and those we accuse those agencies sometimes of being unreasonable and holding up progress. and I thought that was kind of an American phenomenon, but I was enlightened by the fact, Jill, that other countries, and including developing countries, are really as much into good planning, protecting the environment, as we are here.
Yeah, unfortunately it's brand new there. Remember, we're a very, very young country, Botswana is. It's only been a republic since 1966, and the environmental legislation only came in 2005. So basically, it's brand new, and there's a lot of kinks to be worked out of the system. So if you want to talk about bureaucracy, we can talk about bureaucracy. I think what people here don't appreciate is that yes, while there are some hang-ups and some hardships that people feel like they have to go through in this whole environmental impact assessment stuff, you know, at least the system is working and it's been refined. You know, yeah, there's some negatives, but it works a lot better than it does in a developing country. I can assure you of that. And you know, we should be grateful here that you can rely on some sort of consistency in the red tape. Whereas over there, it's just red tape and chaos.
Yeah. Well, Jill, listen, I'm really glad that you sought me out, and I'm just proud as I can be that somebody from far, far away uses High Street Beat as a way to keep in touch. Comment once in a while. Send in email me and do a guest post on High Street Beat.
I didn't want you to think I was stalking you, Mayor.
Oh, no.
I'll drop a line sometime for sure.
Thanks a lot for taking a few minutes, and you're getting on a plane today and going to Vancouver and then back home.
Yeah.
Well, Jill, safe trip. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me.
Thank you very much for having me.